Should Ash return to the Pokemon movies? This is a question I've been wondering myself for a while now, and I was originally going to make a video about will Ash from the main anime ever return to the movies, but that led me to the question, should he? So in this video, I'll be discussing if Ash from the anime should return to the movies or should they keep this new alternate version of Ash Ketchum. But before that, let's talk about the new Ash. In the last two Pokemon movies, I Choose You and The Power of Us, the Pokemon Company introduced us to a new and alternate Ash Ketchum. In the movie I Choose You, we got an alternate beginning to the start of Ash's journey with some similarities to the anime, like with Ash getting Pikachu and Ash's goodbye to Butterfree. But one major change was the lack of Brock and Misty as travel companions, and not only did they not travel with Ash, and we didn't even get a cameo of Brock and Misty, we just saw Ash starting off with Erica's gym. And this goes for Gary too, because all we saw was him picking Squirtle, which happened within 5 seconds. There's also the fact that Team Rocket was shown in this movie but never interacted with Ash the entire time, and was only used as comic relief. And these aspects made the movie feel like it didn't accomplish its goal of retelling Ash's story, which is something longtime anime fans really didn't like about the movie. And in the movie The Power of Us, which is a continuation of I Choose You set in the same universe, Ash joins some new characters on a mission to save Fula City. And this movie fully diverged from the original timeline to tell a completely new story. And from what I can gather, some people either like the new movies and others don't like it for different reasons. So let's talk about those reasons. So first, let's talk about why some people like these movies and want to keep them, and then I'll talk about why some people prefer the older style of the movies and want them back. So, some people like these movies because of the new art and animation, while others think it's refreshing and a nice change of pace. And one big thing the movie has going for it is that just about anybody can watch the movie without watching the anime. And there may be other reasons why people like these movies, but I want to quickly go over these points. I think most people would agree that these movies have great art and animation. I was so impressed when I first saw the art for I Choose You because they brought back the art style from Kalos and improved upon it, which was a pleasant surprise because at the time we had the Sun and Moon art style, which most people hated and it's still disliked to this day because it was so different than what we had in Kalos. And that was one of the better aspects of the movie that everyone enjoyed. And the art style in The Power of Us was completely different than anything we had seen before, and that made the movie stand out and look even more unique than the I Choose You movie. I'd 100% prefer that art style and animation for the anime, but this is something we'll probably only get in these alternate movies because we know we're getting that same art style and animation in the upcoming movie Secrets of the Jungle. Something else that these movies gave us is new characters and stories, and I'm specifically talking about the movie The Power of Us because in this movie we were given several new characters with their own unique stories, and that's what the movie revolved around instead of just the lore of the legendaries. One character I really liked in this alternate universe is Risa, who was a track star and had to end her career early because she developed a fear of running after getting injured, and through her interactions with Ash, other characters, and Eevee, she was able to get past her hesitation and run again. And I really like this because we don't usually get this kind of storytelling in the old style of the movies because we already know about Ash and all of his companions before the movie even starts. So I think having these movie exclusive characters will leave a better impact and be more memorable than just one of Ash's friends bonding with a legendary Pokemon only to never see it again, and for it to have zero impact on the actual anime. I think the only movies that have ever really had any sort of impact on the anime in any way are the first movie with Mewtwo and the Sinnoh Trilogy movie, since they did make a reference to Alamos Town in the anime. So one of the last two things I want to talk about is Ash in these movies, because for the first time in a while it seems like Ash has actually grown and improved in his design. And his character has developed since the last movie, which is why he was able to give and offer advice to Risa and the others in the movie The Power of Us. One thing people always hammer the Pokemon anime about is how Ash is never consistent in his development or in continuity of the series. And with these movies all taking place in the same universe and happening one after the other, it's pretty clear to see Ash's development in these movies. So the last point I want to make in regards to keeping these movies is that these movies have no restrictions like the old style of movies that had to be set within a certain time frame of the anime, within the current generation to promote the current game and anime. And because these movies don't have that restriction, just about anybody can watch them without feeling left out and wondering if you've missed something, and that's something that'll definitely attract more watchers to the movie. And I think this is something they definitely considered after the Gen 5 and 6 movies didn't do all that good. So now let's talk about keeping the old Ash we all know, and why some people want him and the current gen characters back in the movies. I think a lot of people were surprised to see the new and alternate version of Ash Ketchum in the Gen 7 movies, and although it was nice, I'm pretty sure most people weren't expecting them to keep it that way for the entire generation, but that's what happened, since we got I Choose You, then the Power of Us, and then they gave us Mewtwo Strikes Back, which is technically the old Ash. But I don't think a lot of people saw that movie since they didn't even release it in theaters. And because of these reasons, the Generation 7 team never got a movie. I think there were plenty of opportunities with the movie, with the Sun and Moon story, or with the Ultra Necrozma story, but instead we got those in the anime in 8 episodes for the Sun and Moon arc, and then 4 episodes for the Ultra Necrozma arc, which was probably the biggest missed opportunity of Generation 7, because I think in Ultra Necrozma movie where Ash and his friends traveled through Ultra Megalopolis and we learned more about Ultra Megalopolis itself, since we didn't get much of that in the games, would have been pretty cool. But because we didn't get this or anything like this, the last time we saw Ash in the movies was in the Gen 6 movie with Magearna. And this is one of the many reasons why people want Ash back in the movies, and I think the Sun and Moon crew being robbed of a movie and not really having one really hurt the anime's overall reputation, and like I was saying earlier, was a major missed opportunity, because this movie would have given them a chance to promote the series again by reintroducing characters from the anime in a more polished art style and with better animation. And even if it was just for one movie, I think that would have been enough for people to start taking interest in the anime, because most people didn't watch the Sun and Moon anime or dropped it early and didn't come back to the Pokemon League. But wanting to see the Ash that everyone's familiar with along with the characters that they saw in the movie could have been enough reason for more people to check out the anime. There's also the fact that more people just want to see the Ash that we're familiar with go on these adventures like we've seen them do year after year. So with all that being said, let me know what you think. Should Ash return to the Pokemon movies, or should we keep this new and alternate version of Ash Ketchum? If I had to pick, I would say that we should do both, and since we only get 3 movies a generation now, maybe give alternate Ash 2 movies this time and then anime Ash 1 movie, or maybe vice versa and switch in between the 2 every generation. But either way, let me know what you would prefer in the comment section below, a split or maybe just one of them, and if one, which one. With all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching, and bye.